Hi, welcome to my platform, the Yobliss Grace with Iyobusa Favor Ohombamo. So, today I'm going to be looking at image, my father's image. Have you ever imagined why people worship image? Anyway, let's leave that. Why do we serve God? Why do we worship God? Why do we honor God? We serve God, we honor God, we worship God because God is equal with His word. God is equal to His word because He does what He says He will do. He never changes. He's not like this today and He's like that tomorrow. He is God and He's God forevermore. And because God is God, we tend to honor God because He's a God of His word. Anyone who is equal to His word or equal with His words gets honor, and as such, they dominate. So, God dominates. God gets our honor because He's equal with His words. No matter what you are, no matter who you are, no matter what you are, or no matter what you have, how you look, that is not what defines you. What defines you is your character. Your character is your image. Your image is what makes you dominate. Therefore, a person without character cannot dominate. Before I proceed, I'm going to read Genesis 1 from 26 to 28. Genesis 1, yeah, Genesis 1, I'm reading 26 to 28. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. 27. So God created man in His own image, and in the image of God created him, male and female created him them. 28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Dominion. Image before dominion. Image before dominion. You know what this scripture means? I'm going to explain. Because when we say image, we are not God. We are not standing as, we are not the God to be worshipped, we are not to be worshipped. The scripture does not mean that God is in human form, but rather that humans are in the image of God in their moral, intellectual, and spiritual nature. So, down now to the family. Every child born to a family will have the image of their parents in them, in their heart, all the days of their lives. Every child will have that. What image of you are you creating in your children? Image is simply character. Because it is your character that defines you, not what you want. Some children don't fear their parents, don't respect their parents. Hence, I would say their parents do not have dominion over them. And you cannot have dominion over your children if you don't have character. What are the characters? If you don't take responsibility of your home as a man, I don't mean when the church turns. There are some marriages, it's going well, it's been all right, and things, the table turns and whatever. The woman has to carry on. I don't mean that it happens like that. But even if the woman is taking up, but the man, there are other spiritual aspects that you should be able to still perform as a father, especially in uniting the family. I'm talking to the father now, same applies to the woman. What image are you creating in your children? Who are your companions? What do you do in front of your children? Because every of our children will have the image of us. I'm not saying they will resemble us. I'm not saying they will be acting the way we act, but they might. But even if they don't, not many of them will do. But if they don't, they have this image of you. What do you say to them? How do you act? If you're a father who raised your hand on your wife, how do you talk to your children if they want to go in that direction? Can you have dominion? If you're a woman who rain abuses on your husband all the time for no reason, or maybe because he teared a stone, how do you have dominion? I'm talking about dominion. And it is character that brings about dominion. When you're not a person of character, you cannot dominate. Anywhere you cannot dominate. Even as a manager, as anybody, if you what defines you is your character, and your character is your image, because this is what people carry about you. Are you equal with your words? Are you doing the right thing the way it should be done? Or you don't care, it doesn't matter, because especially when nobody is watching you. Every child will have the image of their parents. Every child, how do you live? Every child, they are watching you. Are you a leader anywhere? Tell me this is whom you are. Yeah, until I might not be able to trust you until I see your character. So every day of our life, people are watching us. When I talk about character, I do mean the way anybody looks, but your behavioral pattern, your character, the concept that your children will hold of you, your image. What image are you creating? And sometimes I know it's not the woman's fault. If things are going, trying to, there's going to be a wrong picture, a wrong image. The character is not the way it should be. Sometimes I also know it's not the man's fault when character begins to get the other way. But again, you must remember that you're made in God's image and you must remain in that image. It's quite difficult sometimes, but with prayers and counseling, God will help. God will help every one of us. I know with one is easy. God has said only woman can give birth to children. I say it's good. Or only man can give birth to children. I say it's good. Everybody would have been on their own. But again, we need to do it. So basically, what I'm talking about when I talk about the image of my father, I'm just talking about the image of God in you that you are carrying, your character, you exhibiting the character of Christ, moral, intellectual, spiritual. If you are not, it's something you need to consider. It's something you need to consider, especially if you are a man. Remember, the only way you can have dominion is you need to be an image. And it is only the correct image that can have the right dominion, the right image that can have the right dominion. I don't mean dominion by compulsion, but I mean dominion that is really and dominion by honor. Thank you for listening. I'll be back soon. Bye.